Welcome to another Volti Audio one-take video. How y'all doing? I'm doing great. Happy Thanksgiving. This is Saturday afternoon here in Baxter, Tennessee. The Saturday after Thanksgiving. Hope you all had a wonderful holiday. Very quiet for us. It was just Lori and I and Leah, of course. And it was a work day for me by choice. I like working, so. Anyway, I hope you all, had a good time visiting family, safe travels, and had some good food. I have this theory about Thanksgiving that when you go visit family, what you want to do is bring up politics. If you bring up politics at Thanksgiving, you'll have far fewer Christmas presents you'll need to buy that year. All right, so you might notice that I've got a new camera, which I'm jiggling around as I touch the table. It's a DJI Osmo, I think it's Osmo, Pocket 3. I've had my eye on one of these for a while. Just a neat little package, great design, right? It's got great promise. I just hope it lasts a little bit longer than my last DJI product lasted. Otherwise, it'll go right in the trash, just like the last one did. I don't know, I haven't figured out how to view my private YouTube videos on my TV. Once it's made public, of course, it's right there. But so I don't really know how this is going to look until I publish it and look at it on my TV and listen to it. I did get a microphone with this. I bought the Creator Combo Kit, which came with almost everything needed to make a video. They forgot to include the SD card in the package. Well, it doesn't come with an SD card in the package. Hello? I'm sure it would have cost them a whole 85 cents to include a 32 gig SD card for me to get a start with this thing. No, I had to go, Lori went to Walmart and bought one for me for 20 bucks. Actually, Walmart didn't have a good enough quality one. It was Electronics Express for 20 bucks. DJI does know how to disappoint. But anyway, so far so good. The thing's working. Minimal frigging around with it to get it to work. And we'll see how it goes today. It's a bit of an experiment. All right, I did get a microphone with it, but I decided to go with the built-in mic for this video. Let's see how it works. Last week, I made you an offer. I said, here you go, an entire stereo system built around Volti audio speakers for $8,200, and including the Volti audio speakers in that price, shipped everything, right? And my guys here at the shop thought, well, somebody's going to take you up on that right away. But back in my mind, I thought, I don't know. And no takers on that deal. The guys came in this week. I can't believe nobody took you up on that offer. It's still there if you want it. A pair of Volti Audio RAS, a Peachtree Nova, Weem Ultra, some cables, all packed up, shipped to you, $8,200 all in. No tax unless you're a Tennessee resident. Okay, so a few videos ago, maybe more than a few videos ago, I mentioned that so far tariffs have not been a real issue for us. We've just hadn't up to a certain point been hit with them. We have recently. And now it is apparent to me that as I get new drivers in here from overseas, yeah, I'm going to be hit with tariffs on them. So we've had a couple really good bills come through, completely unexpected. Several thousand dollars worth of bills for tariffs, and of course nobody's happy about this. But it's just the reality. It's a business these days, the way it is. It looks like it's going to be this way in the future. So we are eyeballing a little bit of a price increase coming up pretty soon. This is your official warning, if you will, about impending price increases. We've absorbed everything up to this point since the last price increase, which I don't forget when. It was earlier this year, but we've done okay. We're getting squeezed a little bit. I think we're going to have to bump things a little bit. So I'm sure you'll understand. One does have to wonder exactly where that money goes. What do you think? Somebody's pocketing it. All right. So, did you like my clickbait title to this video? I don't really like doing that, but I like it when the views go from 1,500 to 5,000. That's pretty cool. I don't know, of course, but that's probably what's going to happen here. So there's a whole bunch of Klipsch people. A whole bunch of people drawn in by the Klipsch name in the title. And there's at least one guy at the end of this video who's going to say, this guy's full of shit. There's at least one Klipsch defender out there who's not going to like me by the end of this video. But look, I'm not a Klipsch hater. I'm not. I've had Klipsch speakers my whole life. I'm a Klipsch fan. I bought my first pair of La Scalas when I was 14. I've never been without a pair of Klipsch La Scalas since then. I currently own 2 pairs of Klipsch La Scalas. I'm not Klipsch bashing here. I'm really not. I am pointing out the differences between Klipsch quality and Volti audio quality because there's a significant difference. And I think you should know about it. For those of you Klipsch defenders out there who aren't having any of this, please don't change. We need you out there, okay? You are the contrast that we need. So keep flipping the bullshit button at me, okay? I like it. I was one of you 30 years ago. I was one of you. Cheers. All right. So I am going to get into the AL-5 Klipsch La Scalas today. This is a pair of speakers that I took in trade on a pair of rivals a few weeks ago. A customer who has his rivals loves them way more than the La Scalas. So he's very happy with that trade. As he should be. The rival is a much better speaker than the La Scala. Well, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Klipsch has never made a speaker as good as the Volti Audio Raz. There's a couple guys out there right now that just the top of their head blew off. All right. So, AL-5 La Scalas. Previous version, right? They just came out with the AL-6. Major changes to the AL-6. In fact, I think what we're going to do is we're going to look back years from now on the AL-5 and say that was, right there, was the last true horn-loaded La Scala that Klipsch made. So if you have AL-5s, I would think twice about getting AL-6s. And I will talk more about this in next week's video. I'm going to do 2 videos on the AL-5 La Scala, comparing them to Volti speakers, and next week I will talk more about the AL-6. This week it's AL-5, and I did take them apart. Of course I did. And I'm going to show you something that you're going to look at and you're going to think, well, if you're like me, you're going to think this is both cool and uncool at the same time. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna turn the camera around now. I'm gonna show you AL-5s broken down. I'm gonna talk about quality of parts a little bit, and I'm gonna talk to you about the quality of the Volti Audio rival speaker, which is right there. And yes, that is Don. That's one of Don's speakers. If you've been watching these videos, poor Don has been waiting for weeks for his rival speakers, and they are finally getting done. I will have these finished up, broken in, and available for next week's video. We will be looking at these sitting in the demo room next to the La Scalas, and next week's video will be in the demo room, and we may even listen to some music. I don't know. But we'll certainly be talking about La Scala versus rival, because I think you should buy rivals, not La Scalas. I think it's a no-brainer choice. But I hope only a few of you do it, because I can only build so many speakers. Seriously, I cannot talk every Klipsch potential buyer into a Volti buyer. Can't do it. It would be a disaster if that happened. So I just need to peel a few of you guys off. Just peel you off a little bit. You know, how am I going to do that? You know what it is that one of you is gonna say, what is a sandcast resistor? Didn't even know what that was. Huh. Let me go look it up. So you go in the computer and you look up on Google sandcast resistor, and you find out that, oh, you know what? Those are not very well regarded in the high-end community as a resistor for passive crossovers. Maybe this Roberts character has got something to say here, you know? And that Roberts fella, he's talking about iron core inductors versus air core inductors. I don't know what that is. Google. You know what? Yeah, air core inductors are better than iron core inductors. Maybe this Roberts character, you know, maybe he's making a little bit of sense here. And hopefully I can just peel a few of you guys off and turn you into Volti Audio customers. That's my goal. Remember, this is marketing. You are being marketed to right now. My way. All right, you ready? I'm going to turn this thing around and show you some nuts and bolts. Here we go. All right, where to first? Let's go to the top hat. So here's a La Scala top hat, obviously sitting on its side. Remember, these are AL-5, and they have what I think looks like kind of an old style K55 driver for the mid-range. Never been my favorite sounding driver. And I'm going to take you inside here. This is one of the things about this camera. I think it will do it for me. I could poke it in here, and you can have a look at the La Scala crossover. Iron core inductors, sandcast resistors, lots of parts crammed together on a board. That's I guess they call it a printed circuit board. Not the best way to build a crossover. There's their new tweeter. They've been using these tweeters in all of their products, all their heritage line, and they're actually pretty darn good sounding tweeters, I have to say, much better than the old Klipsch tweeters. There's the K4, I guess it's the 401 mid-range horn. Same shape, same sound of a horn that's been out forever, since the early 50s, I would say. Here's an older, this is a horn that came out of a La Scala, an older La Scala. Again, same internal shape, size, just made of metal instead of plastic. And then this is a Volti Audio rival mid-range horn. This is one that I built by hand out of wood and painted. You can see that it is just about the same size as the K4 or 400 or 401. Not as long. It doesn't have that long constricted throat. It's a Tractrix Flare mid-range horn. Much, much better sounding mid-range horn than this one right here. Look at that tiny little throat. That is 11/16 inch diameter, way back there where the driver goes. And I'll take a minute here and show you what a Volti Audio crossover looks like. We use air core inductors, much larger gauge, very high quality Jansen capacitors. I know there's some capacitor snobs out there right now going, those aren't that good, you should use blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, when you're producing speakers and you need good supply lines, those exotic caps sometimes are hard to get, and I can't stand for that. I have to have good supply of product. And link resistors, all point-to-point wired, separate wooden boards with parts mounted on, so the parts are separated. The mid-range tweeter parts separated from the woofer filters. This is what a high-end crossover looks like. All right, here we go. Are you ready for this? Check this out. That's the back. The La Scala bass horn is on its side right now, and that is the back that I've taken off the back, and that's what you can see. And some of you are going, what the heck, Greg? Why is it sticking out? And then you're looking at this and you're saying, what, Greg, what's going on? The middle's not where it should be. Well, that is true. It is, I took the wood screws out. It's just wood screws holding that center part in, what we call the doghouse. Let's see if I get a shot from this way. There you go. I took the wood screws out, and that whole middle part is loose. And I could pull it out if I wanted to. I'd have to disconnect the wires from the woofer, which I just decided I didn't want to do. I didn't need to do it. I got the information I needed here. I suspected that these were built this way, that the middle part was slid in to the outer part, and it is. And just so you know, of course it's not glued. It's not permanently installed. I could take it out and put it back in. There's no gasket. That is wood to wood, with about a dozen wood screws in the top and bottom holding it in place. I don't know what you think about that, but I'd love to know. So please leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on that type of construction. I think it's cool and not cool at the same time. And let me explain. Not cool because you'll never see something like this come out of my shop. Everything's going to be glued or gasketed and bolted with machine screw or bolts rather than wood screws. That's the quality level that I would put into a Volti Audio speaker. What's cool about it is the precision that's necessary to consistently be able to manufacture something that slides together that tightly is pretty amazing to me. I'm not talking speakers here, I'm talking manufacturing. And somebody, if you remember in the last video, brought up how, what did he say? He was rude, but he said, I build trash out of my house or my garage. You know what? It takes all kinds in this world, so it doesn't upset me in the slightest. But the point he was trying to make is that when you have something mass-produced rather than built on a small scale in a shop, there are certain things that can be higher in quality and will be higher in quality. And this is a good example of that, actually, where you have such precision in the way they're putting this together that they can slide the internal doghouse into the outer shell, wood to wood, screw it together, and sell it as a speaker. That's pretty cool in my book. And also not cool. So let me show you this. There's the woofer inside. The woofer faces the back of the cabinet. We do have a gasketed piece that goes in. That's the cover, right? That closes up the bass horn. Inside the bass horn, we had a couple pieces of foam, which is different. La Scalas never had that. So different tuning, I would say. A couple little things that bother me. Let me show you this. You see this right here? Right? That's just 1/4 inch thick. Let's get a shot of this right here. So here we go again. That's 1/4 inch thick. That's that's lightweight. That's not really very good. That's where the back of the cabinet goes in. You would never see this in a Volti audio product. I would never leave just 1/4 inch thick material sticking out on a full inch like that, or 3/4. I don't know what it is, but that's not good. I don't like that. All right, let me show you this. So this is the back of the cabinet. It is held in with wood screws, and you'll notice that there is no gasket on this piece. This is 3/4 inch painted MDF. The whole cabinet's MDF, by the way. Well, except for, look how odd this is, except for these ramps are made of plywood. Everything else, as far as I can tell, is MDF. And there is no gasket in here either. So when you screw the back of the, and by the way, wherever there is a little a screw going in to the MDF, this hole is mushroomed out, leaving a little bump right here. So the piece never really goes completely tight. And there's no gasket, and so when it's screwed in, you have wood against wood on the back of the cabinet. If any of you remember Klipsch heresies in the 1970s, the backs of the heresies were put in much the same way, without a gasket. So what do you think? Are you guys getting this? Are you guys understanding this? Just a few of you, please. Not all of you. Just a few of you. Okay? I can only build so many speakers each year. All right, here you go. I've shown you this before, but I'm going to show you again. 1 inch thick Baltic birch plywood. Really good joinery. All of those internal parts are locked together into grooves. Very high quality adhesives used to put them together with. Those are permanent bond adhesives. very high construction quality to our cabinets. And these are the speakers that I will finish up this week. Actually, my guys will be doing a lot of the work finishing these up. And I will have them sitting in the demo room for next week's video. So there you go. My my one-take video showing you the quality differences between a Volti audio speaker and a Klipsch speaker. Significant differences in quality. And it makes a significant difference in sound quality as well. Here's the La Scala grill, top grill piece. I love this cloth. It's really nice. It's on pretty straight too. Let me see if I can get a shot of that. Well, it's pretty straight. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Pretty good for gluing it on. I don't know how the heck they do this. This is all glued. You know, we're still stapling here the way Klipsch used to do it years ago. You couldn't staple this. It's not thick enough to staple into. But really interesting how they're able to stretch a thick cloth like that and glue it. I'd love to see the process. All right. Well, there you go. There we are. I am getting used to this camera. You have to really bend it down a lot to get it to go down and look at something. It's going to take a little getting used to. I'm sorry if my video skills here were not up to your standards. You know how I am. We're keeping it real here at Volti Audio. This is just me and you having a cup of coffee and chatting about audio shit. Or having a beer some night at a bar and shooting the shit about DAX or some stupid thing. And I do really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. I love your comments. Keep the comments coming. If you like this video content, subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And you know what I always say, trust your ears, have fun, and I'll catch you on the next one.